once again. Once again.
The horseshoe of my head there to be able to then swoop it far enough to where it clipses all the way down and gets me the whole hair down the face.
Now the
Oh,
question
what
I
was
have
that
is
guy's name? Something
lots of
Patel from
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no, that's
Scott
Scott. Yeah,
Pilgrim.
from
yeah,
Scott
he
Pilgrim.
had that hair, but that was like the hair. That was the
Yeah.
hair to have.
Yeah,
Pat McCombs in our high school had that.
I'll take your word for it. That's a name I don't recognize.
I wanted that hair so bad.
2/3 of every emo or screamo band had that haircut. It was omnipresent of its time.
Yeah, so I'm working on the long hair thing. It's going all right. I definitely got into like, I was like, what do guys who now are like, single dads, what do they do? And I was like, well, getting into vinyl seems like a thing to do. So that's been a fun rabbit hole.
Yeah, vinyl's good.
You
Vinyl's real good.
got rid of all your vinyl though.
I don't want any of that vinyl. That's actually very funny that you're bringing that one up because it's like so one of the things I had talked about, which was like, how do you not just go down a rabbit hole and spend thousands of dollars? And the limitation is only perfect albums.
There is no
start to-
such thing as a perfect album.
There are to me where there are no tracks I want to skip.
Okay, well that's different from a perfect album.
No,
That
there's
is-
lots of
no.
Joel's got some perfect albums.
Transatlanticism.
No,
That's on the list.
So-
That's
Give
on
up.
the list.
like, but then you
that's
can have some albums that are more perfect than others. For instance,
Sure.
like I've got my two favorite Iron Maiden albums: Seventh Son of a Seventh Son and Fear of the Dark.
See, now we got Alex started. He's into this now. Keep going.
I am. But, and both of them, I would not skip a single track on either album.
They
Yeah.
both make the list.
They both make the
They
list,
both-
but if I had to pick between the two of them, Seventh
Oh,
Son
no,
is
that's
a
not-
better album.
But nobody's making you pick though.
Yeah, it's just more the fact of that when I put on a record, I don't want to skip around.
Well, yeah, because it's a record.
So I want to pick an album that I'm not going to be annoyed that I have to sit through a song for. And then the other part is that, like, again, what is the album that I'm going to be into? Like, I want to like, at any time can I listen to this album? Because there's the Electric Six, their album Fire, with their popular hit Gay Bar. That album is fantastic and is a perfect album start to finish. I am not often interested in listening to the Electric Six.
Right.
It's just like a lot of high energy, like just, and there are even like, I do have like, Blood Brothers on there, which is like a lot of high energy, but for some reason, like the Electric Six brand of energy, I'm like kind of not like super into being.
That's not the tempo you want to be doing chores around.
Yeah.
And it's not the tempo that you want to just be sort of chilling and listening to music in either.
Yeah, and but the thing is with like the Blood Brothers, they do like slow it down.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, okay, this is all right. So that's the thing, is that I've been kind of keeping it to perfect albums, and the other part of that, Alec, also is like I've listened to all classic rock to death. I don't, and that was the records I gave you. So I'm like, I don't want to listen to classic rock. So like, everyone's like, oh, the Beatles have perfect albums, and I'm like, sure, but I've listened to all of those to death.
Beatles
You have
is
to
the greatest hits band for me personally.
Yeah.
But
No, well, no, like Sergeant Pepper's, I think is like that is the greatest hits, is like up there, like Sergeant Pepper,
Definitely.
for like every track. Yeah.
But so therein lies part of the problem. How many perfect albums do you have, and how many can you buy right now? Because if you can only buy one, it's gonna fall off that list pretty darn quick.
What do you mean?
You're gonna get tired of it if you can only buy one album right now, because that's all you have the money for.
Yes, but at the same time, I'm not listening to it like I listened to one record this week.
Okay. See, I listen to music
so far,
all the time.
Oh no, I listen to music all the time,
Mhm.
but I'm also listening to albums and music and artists that don't have perfect albums.
Yeah. No, I just constantly have music on, and sometimes it is
me
records.
too. I just don't always have a record on.
Mm.
But it's a pretty beefy list right at this point. It's probably around 50 albums.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have purchased or own 4, 5, 6, 6 albums. 7 if you count. One of them was gifted. It was a friend's band that I wanted to buy their album to support them, and I did not realize I was buying a record.
I don't know how many I own, because I just have not counted.
I will tell you that Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet, perfect album.
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
Master of
Excellent.
Puppets.
I never liked
Perfect
Metallica.
It's a good album. I don't know that it's perfect, though.
What is your skip on it?
Oh, let me look at the actual track list.
There we go. See, now we're cooking.
I think.
Welcome to the Super GG Radio Podcast, a record collecting podcast. No, it's a video game podcast about video games and all things adjacent. I am your host, Alex Arona. We will continue this discussion in a second while Alec is reading this list. But I am your host, Alex Arona. It is episode 309. That's a lot of episodes. With me, as always, is my co-host, Joel DeWitt. Hey, Joel, what's going on?
Did you know there's a Wii Sports vinyl record, like a soundtrack record?
I'm absolutely sure of that. They do a lot of video game vinyls.
I would. That's my white whale someday, to have a copy of that vinyl. If they ever reprint the thing, I'm gonna go for it. But
yeah, I can see it.
See, Master of Puppets has only 2 songs that I would actually listen to.
That voice you are hearing is our third chair here, behind the ones and twos, Alec Parks. Hey, Alec, what's going on?
I've got a 3, I'm pretty sure, somewhere. Or are we doing binary?
Name them.
Oh, Battery, Master of Puppets. Welcome Home is a maybe. It depends on my mood.
Yes.
But all the other ones, I just, they're okay.
Okay. That's all right.
But
you'll like this. I was convinced to put on the list. What is it? Incubus.
Incubus? Which
Morning
one?
View.
Made sense.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I would say that's a perfect album. Yeah.
I'm taking recommendations, but but the list is ongoing right now, and I actually have like a list of 5 albums I'm supposed to listen to.
Human Clay.
By who?
Creed.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
How do you feel about 45s?
The small ones?
Yeah.
Well, again, that's not an album.
No, it's not. It's a single usually.
Yeah, I feel like that's a waste, considering that I'm paying $25 to $45 per record. How much is a 45?
I don't know. The last one I got was for my metal anniversary, and it was Iron Maiden. So, like, I go and pick up stuff off of at flea markets and ham radio conventions.
Okay, which way do I want to take this?
Take it.
Okay, well, no, gross. Also, why? Okay, let's start with the basics. Why do you go to ham radio conventions?
Because I'm a ham radio operator.
I don't know what I expected from this.
I don't know either.
Why do they call it ham?
Yeah, it's an acronym, isn't it?
No.
No? Is it?
No.
Is it a abbreviation?
I'm told no.
Boy, you know what I like
yeah,
about records?
I don't know.
I liked they are the Linux of music listening.
I think that would be cassettes, and I also have a cassette player now.
I do have a cassette player too.
Well,
you know, we have those cassettes from Summer Game Fest. I've been meaning to put it into my cassette
Ooh, that'd be good.
See
I
what it
actually have to
sounds
get
like.
an actual record player. I borrowed my mother's, and that thing's kind of like super tilted and will probably scratch my records. So I should probably actually get a real record player at some point.
Do you have like a turntable and speaker system, or is it an all-in-one?
My mother's is an all-in-one, including a cassette player and a CD player, which she was also like, I got that new Bruno Mars. I'm like, oh, you listened to it? She's like, no, I bought the CD. I was like, what? And she's like, they mailed it to me. I'm like, you bought a CD through the mail? What kind of archaic shit is this? I had to swear on that one because I was like, what are we doing?
I mean, is it the Columbia Record Club?
No, I think she put it on Amazon and they just sent her the new Bruno Mars CD. And like she had she had the whole boombox too, and she's like, I was listening to it on my CD player. I was like, I don't know what to say to this.
Okay, so ham radio is a derogatory term for informal amateur radio operators because they are ham-fisted.
See, now you got yourself canceled. Both of you got yourselves canceled.
Are we ham radio?
Yes.
No.
Well, you can't say it unless you are one.
I am one.
Okay, so you can call us ham radio.
Yeah. Okay. But we're not. No, we're not, because we're not operating on any software-defined radio. We're not operating on any licensed
You can't
airwaves.
use a hard H. You can't use a hard H.
One drop of ham radio blood.
You can't use a hard H.
Ham.
That's what I'm going to say. They just like the way I say ham. That's 30 Rock. And that is the beginning of our podcast. Some more chestnuts like that. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check us out on Spotify, your podcast app of your choice. We're going to end the episode right there. But first,
it was a good run.
It was a good run. Early adopter. We slowly morphed into a ham radio podcast. Amateur radio operator podcast. Early adopters, where we play alphas, betas, and games that just aren't out yet. We're really excited to play and talk about. The first game we played, Joel, which one do you want to talk about first?
Skin face.
Skin face. Skin face. Like a face that's made of skin. No.
That's exactly what it is.
That's his face. It's all caps. Skin face is a what is it? What is it?
A first person stealth game.
What is it? What is it? Social engineering. Right? Isn't that social engineering?
What do you mean?
Like, it's where you hack the system by physically going to a place and using espionage. It's like social engineering.
I suppose you could call it that.
Isn't that what that's called?
It can be. Social engineering is when you attempt to gain information by posing as somebody's coworker or something like that, an attempt to gain access.
Yeah, so and that's kind of what you're doing. They give you these. You get a mission, and you're kind of a faceless, featureless mound of flesh on a head, like on a neck, and they will say you need to go and assassinate this target. But unfortunately, he has locked himself in his apartment, and the only way in is that he needs to talk to people he trusts, and he trusts this man. So here's a picture. Go around and just rip off these people's features off of their faces, put it on your face, and then eventually you look like that guy that he trusts, and he will let you in. And it's kind of gross. It's kind of gross.
You're walking along this. It's like an apartment complex or a giant motel building. I'm not quite sure
It's an apartment
what
complex for
what
sure.
it is, but the it is just you're walking around and there's these nondescript figures walking around too, right? And these are the sort of the random inhabitants that you walk up to and click on. They then show the profile of their weird ass face, and you can pull up the image of the photo of the friend, and then determine what portion of their face belongs to that friend's profile. Uh, I will say, I at first thought you were just supposed to find the friend that actually matched and maybe killed them. I didn't realize that you were going to actually be tearing off different people's appendages, so that was definitely part of the disturbing piece of it. Um, but it's very quickly the cops get called on you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
you're just
fair.
out here ripping off people's noses and mouths.
I mean, but fair. But like, maybe they shouldn't have screamed so much.
I mean, they do like scream and then instantly collapse. Like, ah! Ah!
I'm pretty sure I would too.
Yeah, it's horrifying. And so then you're just leaving these people with like bloody bits.
Yeah.
You're just taking their bloody bits and then using that. And then eventually you will then have a face that resembles that person, and then he will let you in, and then it just says like, okay, you completed it, you murdered that dude, and the cops come, it's like it's game over. But they do have a pretty like you, because it's a big apartment complex, and you're in the doors that kind of face like the open, so you can kind of look at the floors above, because you have access to 3 floors. You're the floor with the guy, and then above and below, and there's just people constantly walking around, so you can kind of gauge where the cop is. So if you see the police officer, the floor above you going away from you, you can go the opposite direction and go like a floor below you or something like that. You can kind of figure out his pattern and watch it.
Yeah.
And then did you go to the second stage?
No, I honestly couldn't get past the first stage. The cops always got to me. But
Go ahead.
yeah, no, but it's it's creepy and unsettling looking even beyond just the whole tearing people's face apart stuff. Everything is this muted and grimy brown, black, and like dark tones like that. Everything has a muddiness to it. It has a weird grainy filter to it as well, and different parts will have this sort of warping kind of sway to it. It's got a real vibe that is really really unsettling. So they understood a tone and character that they were going for.
Yeah, I think so too. The second level, I will say, expands upon that, so it's not necessarily a one-trick pony. You are then in this multi-building like kind of like courtyard, and there's a bunch of police presence, but apparently police recognize the other police by their features. There are police features,
Mm-hmm.
which if you like, click on a police officer, he'll have a big bushy mustache, but it'll be like a highlighted blue, meaning that that's a police officer feature. And you needed at least 2 police officer features, or the police will always think you're a police officer.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting wrinkle. Yeah.
Yeah, so you would use that, but then you would also still have to do the thing where you're like, get past the police officers and you're in a new area, but it's also this guy needs to he only recognizes this person. Right? He only recognizes this person. So once you get into the corridor where his apartment is, it's a very tight corridor. It's only one door, and it's surrounded by police. So you go into a closet, and it's got a mannequin. So the idea would be you would find, because there's 4 facial features, each eye, which they can be different, the nose and the mouth. You would then have to keep 2 police features while also getting 1 or 2 features of the guy you're trying to infiltrate. Walk in, go to the closet, put the features on the mannequin, then go back out and try to get more police features, and then get the 2 other features, put them in the mannequin, and then you can kind of create the full face. It's like there's like another wrinkle in there where you do have to kind of pay attention to like the guard, like the police officer features, and also still be collecting features for the person you need to open the door and assassinate the target.
Does the game give you a lot of instruction on how to do that, or is it something?
Absolutely not. And in fact, I could not figure it out, and it just dawned on me how to do it. Like this minute, I was like, "Oh right, okay, the mannequin." And then I did remember they only said you need 2 police features, so then I could use the other 2 spots to be for what the guy needs to recognize me. Go put him on the mannequin. Like that's the whole thing. Is that it is kind of a thinker. It is a puzzle-based game that just has a gross mechanic, but it's still just at the end of the day just like a puzzle. And so I think that it's got a lot going for it in that way, that it's like a very unique and kind of gory way to play, but it's still at the end of the day a puzzle game, right?
Yeah, more or less. It's Hitman in a way.
Yeah. Assassinating the targets, sneaking in, doing the thing. Yeah, I think the Skin Face is a fun, weird game. So good find on that one, Joel.
Thank you. Joel do good.
Sometimes. The next one we played was Retro Rewind Video Store Simulator. Joel, did you get a chance to touch this one?
I did not. Nope.
Okay.
Sorry. I put that up there and saw that it's technically live now. But
and it may already be in my cart.
There was a ball pit demo here that got.
Did you play that one?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I saw your recommendations.
I played you somehow put like 5 games in here, and I was like, I don't know which ones are good. And then I went through and I played 2. Like I played all of them, and only 2 of them I felt were like worthy of talking about.
I put 2 in chat that are really signups that you had to get let into the beta program. But
oh yeah, I'll sign up for the other one then, because I did sign up for the pool hall one.
Yeah.
And that one was that one I'm excited for.
Yeah, but I did put this there though because it looks really cool.
Yeah, so Rewind Video Store Simulator is very much like my type of game. It's got that juice that I like. Where I played a game called, what was it, arcades? It was something about like where you wanted to make your own arcade, but first you had to run a laundromat.
Yeah,
that had a couple of cabinets.
Arcade Simulator.
Arcade Paradise.
Was it? No, Arcade Paradise.
Yeah.
And so this is a video, and it looks like, again, it's like the same engine. Like a lot of these simulator slice of life games have the same engine. I recognize that. I see the same, pickup truck in the background, and I see the same like walls and like, textures and whatever, and like paint the walls. And I'm like, yeah, I know this interface. But this is very much like, oh, you have a video store. First, buy your shelves through the catalog. And then now they're at your, at the back door. Pick up your packages and put them where you want them. Then order your movies through the catalog. Oh, they're at your back door now. Take your movies and put them on the shelves in whatever order you want. Now hit the opens button, and now the store is open for business. And it's very much, people will take it off the shelves. They give you cash. They'll say how much you owe them back. You give them that back. You make profits. I also like, they did take I was playing Getty got me Tiny Bookstore, which is a game where you're running a tiny bookstore, and one of the wrinkles there is that someone will say, I would like this type of book. Can you recommend me this type of book? And they do that here, where someone will come up like, I'm looking for a classic, but like a dramatic classic, and you look through all the books on the video cassettes on the videotapes on the shelf, and you're like, okay, this one is an old classic, and you give it to them, and they all they're all made up names, so they're pretty fun. But then they're very happy, and then they will rent extra movies and make you more money, and then it's expanding. It's a loop.
Until
you worked in a Blockbuster, right?
Multiple.
Yep.
Okay. How true to the experience was Retro Rewind?
It felt pretty good. Taking in returns, rewinding the tapes. Like there is a mechanic of handing out flyers to get more people into the store. Right. Yeah, I think just in general, I think it does a really good job of that. Good. And also, it's just a work-like, and you know how I feel about those.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, don't you eventually go buy your movies from a shady dealer.
I did not see or get that far. Is that
Okay.
a mechanic you were seeing in
The trailer, yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if you could turn this into a triple X store.
Yeah,
Do you have to install the curtain? I don't know if that store is still there. But
President
growing up,
Video.
yeah, was that it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Joel, did you ever have one of those in your town?
We had one called Family Video.
But
Ironically,
did they have like a back room?
Yes, and it was gated off by like the old like Western style wooden
Saloon
gates.
doors?
Yeah, yeah.
Ours was a curtain. Ours was definitely a curtain.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a funny touchstone.
Apparently,
So I wonder if you could.
it is permanently closed.
Boo. Well, it was a rental store, right? All
Yeah.
of them are kind of done.
Yeah.
When didn't your Family Video close like later, Joel?
It was COVID. COVID put the nail in the coffin for them. They hung around for a long time, and yeah, it was a bummer.
We had one in Bolingbrook up until probably 3-4 years ago. I mean, COVID hurt, but they were still going.
The Family Video, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
It seemed like ours always did okay, but I think it's a franchise, right? So when the company decided to close, all of them sort of went.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like, part of the way they made their money and the reason they were able to last so long is because while they were a franchise, corporate owned the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't paying rent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So there's still some parent company that owns all this properties. So.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, I will tell you right now, at the end of probably about a mile or two from my house is a Chili's, and it's fully still like the lights are on and everything is still like functioning, but Chili's has gone under for sure. Mm-hmm. But it's weird
because there's one just a couple miles from my house too.
Mine's done. And they had a sign that said, "Please go to a different Chili's. We are closed."
Okay. So yours has gone under, not Chili's.
But that was like
general.
5 years ago.
No, yeah, the one near me is still booming.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta get me to a Chili's, man.
Really, they're fine.
Which one did you guys go to? Were you guys Chili's people, Fridays people? Where were you at?
Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers. Oh god. Joel, you were which one?
We were more Chili's if you're gonna go by all the sort of like, quote unquote nicer sit down restaurants than.
Nicer? That is not nicer.
Than fast food.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, like, there are definitely tiers. There's fast food. There's Denny's.
Yes. Oh, Denny's.
Yeah, Denny's. There's Chili's.
Our Denny's closed.
Yeah. Chili's is nicer than Denny's, I feel like.
No, but Chili's was in the same vein as like what is it called? Applebee's. What was the Australian one?
Outback?
Yeah.
Outback
Steakhouse?
I feel like it's nicer than I feel like Outback is nicer than Chili's.
No. That bloomin' onion, man, is just caked in grease. You ever have one when it's congealed and not hot?
No.
It's disgusting. It's kind of like McDonald's fries. Like, there ain't no eating them cold, man.
No. Oh,
no,
God,
no. There's no shelf life to McDonald's fries.
Yeah. Either way, I really enjoyed Retro Rewind Video Store, and I think I'm probably going to put that on my wish list. Or at least check to see how that sale is, because the Steam Spring Sale has just gone live, and that's a very surprising thing that I did not pay attention to.
Too many games.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff is on sale.
Yeah, I'm just more focused on I'm trying to hit the backlog pretty hard this year, which I am not getting done.
But I kind of want to pick up Shotgun King. That looks fun.
Okay, yeah, that's on my list for sure.
In what way are you not getting it done?
He just keeps buying new things.
No, that's not it. This is more the fact of that I am. Not that I'm playing games less. It's just like the games I'm playing are kind of longer.
That's sort of where I am at too, or it's taking me longer. I'm still playing Demon Souls. I literally did 5 bosses this week, but I'm also like
This is the extent of my gaming. Like, there's no other games happening, and I'm like, I still probably have another like 10 hours.
Yeah.
I've just
So
been
it's kinda
playing Fire Red.
How was?
I mean, that counts. I mean, you're going
Yeah.
back to the retro. You're going
Yeah.
back to what you know. That's still you're gaming, buddy.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I am one badge in. I have not even completed fighting Misty yet.
Who's your starter?
Charmander.
Good choice.
Oh, you went hard mode, huh?
Hell yeah.
What? It's not really that hard mode,
But it's hard mode in that game.
I guess. Like,
Bulbasaur is the easy one.
yes,
Always the easy one.
Bulbasaur's the easy one because you've got your first 2 gyms down easily.
Yeah.
It's front loading the difficulty.
Yes.
That's what it really is. Because if you get over that initial hurdle, then Charmander and Evolution Steam.
We're gonna pause this right now to talk about this in the backlog.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. So Alex got a game in the backlog. But next segment is freebies. Okay. First freebie, also kind of like a holy crap electrician simulator, which also uses the same engine and also looks like a ton of fun because one of the projects is rewiring your like what looks to be a PlayStation controller.
Take
Like,
on
this
the
looks all right.
electrician role and learn the profession's basics. Install sockets, repair worn-out equipment, assemble broken appliances, replace light bulbs, and lay wires at your customers' homes. Be sure to check everything twice. With electricity, there are no jokes.
Yeah. And I don't know how realistic it is, but maybe I'll learn something. Especially after that one time I almost set my house on fire.
It's always good times. That's what homeowners insurance is for.
Is that what it's for?
Yes.
I should look into that. Okay.
Find out.
Noted. I have a current worry right now. My office at one point just was muggy.
Ooh.
Like it felt like there was like a mist or something, and I'm like, there was nothing happening. I just walked in and it was muggy, and I was like, oh, that feels bad. That feels real bad. I'm gonna stop getting sidetracked here. Next freebie. That's out from the Epic Game Store. Electrician Simulator. Next game, Petlands. Collect quadrillion of coins. That's not how you say that. Hatch pets to mine for you and unlock 100 unique handcrafted areas. And an incremental clicker idle creature collection adventure. Dopamine heaven has arrived. You're welcome, Alec.
You know, I didn't
3D.
need you to just call me out there, but you did it anyway.
It actually looks kind of decent actually.
It does. I'm gonna go download it. Add to account.
Next, and that's on Steam. Next, the moon looks beautiful tonight. 2 girls must travel to the moon's core after it has been thrown out of orbit. A PC-98 inspired visual novel about fear of the unknown and people in love. And it very much is the 80s style anime.
Yeah, it is.
That's an aesthetic.
Yeah, that's a cool aesthetic, and I am adding this one to my account.
Same.
And visual novels are always fun.
Yeah.
Crack Mountain. This is not what it seems, but it still looks fun as heck. This is, you can wish for anything. All you need to do is climb this mountain by throwing a ball that teleports you. Maybe try climbing it too. I don't know. I'm not the expert here. That's what the description is. So this one, it's a 2D pixel art. Looks like a, what was that? The climbing game where you're the young girl.
Celeste?
Oh,
It looks exactly like Celeste. But the mechanic is you throw a ball and you teleport to wherever the ball goes.
It's kind of golf in a way.
Yeah, and it bounces. And the thing is, your character goes into the ball instantly. So it's like, oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Is that where I wanted to go? It doesn't matter. You're gonna appear there. Yeah, Crack Mountain looks fun.
What was the punishment game we had during Extra Life? With where you're climbing a mountain and
getting over it with Bennett
Foddy?
Yeah.
Some of the first thing that they show in the trailer for this is trying to throw the ball over a tree. And I'm just sitting here going, yep, that's going to be all sorts of frustration.
Yep. That's the game.
Some people pay good money for that.
Some people pay extra for that. Next, Us 5 Forever. Olivia Herrera's closest friend Kyle went missing at a frat house 2 years ago. A party at that frat house is her chance to investigate what happened to him and get to the bottom of a strange connection she shares with her former group of friends. This is slightly 2D, slightly 3D, but it looks a little like a more animated visual novel esque. Man, I'm having bad recollection today. Those adventure games that you like, Joel, with the two girls.
Life Strange?
It looks a little like it seems a little like Life is Strange.
Us Five Forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck? I'll add it.
Yeah, the artwork is very like hand drawn, animated, but it seems very Life is Strange and like talking to people and having that teen mystery about trying to find what happened to your friend.
Steam is claiming that this is similar to games I've played like Indica.
There you go. All right, and then last one, Smile More, a short medical simulation horror game with multiple endings where the imperfect are made happy. Perform tasks and operations on sedated patients to fix their defects before submitting your files to the Ministry of Happiness and Peace. This one's a gross one. This is getting people who seem imperfect and like cutting off limbs and taking out teeth and like scraping off tattoos with a what looks to be a cheese grater.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
Yeah. So they give you like a patient defect status with things that you're supposed to fix, and then you fix it, and it seems creepy and gross. And I think that's kind of the point. So Smile More, free on Steam.
Yeah, that's a hard pass on me. I'd like to sleep.
Oh, I like these games.
Oh, I added all of these. This is a good week.
Yeah, there've been a couple good ones in the last couple. I've been really combing the last couple weeks to try to find some good ones. But now it's time for a break. Be right back.
don't think she real.
And we're back. Back with the Backlog blog, where we play games that have been sitting in our backlog way too long, or revisit some old childhood memories. Alec, we had started talking about that you have been playing Fire Red. Now, question for you. Why Fire Red and not just Red?
Because they. All right, so
Oh, he's got an explainer. He's putting his hands together in a praying motion. He's got
all
some
right,
stuff
so
to say.
red and blue.
Now he's got the new metal hands up motion
Oh,
too.
he does.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you got the finger. You got the finger, like the little jazz hand fingers. Like, oh yeah, that's a sick riff. Hit me.
Yeah,
So-
you're just like you're one tilt away from being Surge right now.
There we go.
Or being the aliens guy. Aliens.
Oh, from
that
History
guy.
Channel. Yeah.
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 My hair's a little too tame for that.
Yeah, usually it's Wilder. I have the Wilder hair nowadays.
Yeah, you do. But red and blue were initially released in America, but they, for Game Boy. So no color, nothing. It's 151 Pokemon. That's it.
Mhm.
And they re-released them for the Game Boy Advance as Fire Red and Leaf Green because Green was a re-release of Blue in Japan that had fixes to it.
Okay.
So they just brought that over as Fire Red and Leaf Green. And then they re-released them on the Switch a month ago?
Switch 2? Yeah.
Yes. No,
Roughly.
Switch as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And no, not in the NSO Game Boy catalog, but as standalone
They
games.
actually Pokemon Red is in the NSO game catalog, but
Is
not Fire Red.
Ah.
Yeah, just regular Red. That's actually why people were kind of mad. They're like, "Why would I want to buy it? I want it on NSO because I have the other one on NSO."
So the big perk to buying it is if you have a Nintendo Home account. The version that they released for the Switch is going to have Nintendo Home support, so you can pull your Pokemon out and put them in Nintendo Home so you can use them in other Pokemon games that are connected to the internet. Your NSO games don't have that. They're just direct emulation.
Okay. But okay, so now what makes Fire Red different now? Is it have bug fixes? Is that the thing?
No, I mean, there's still plenty of bugs in there, like the Nugget Bridge Infinite Gold hack.
What about Missigno?
They removed that in Fire Red.
Okay. What about Mew?
Yeah, Mew's still there.
How do you get Mew? I always forgot how.
I don't remember. It's been a long time. I'd have to look that one up. I remember how to get Mewtwo.
Well, yeah, that's like I think that's part of the story.
No, it's after you beat the Elite Four.
Well, yeah, but it's like story content.
No,
Is it not? It's
Not really.
Found in the wild.
he's found in a lair that you do not need to go to. Once you beat the Elite Four, they're just like, congratulations, you did it. Have fun.
But how do you find out about Mewtwo? Didn't someone tell you? I thought someone like in the game told you.
I think you can see it from the dungeon, but you can't get to it until there's a person blocking the way until you've beaten the Elite Four.
Okay.
That was also at a time where people had like Nintendo powers and instruction
Yeah.
magazines with secrets, or you'd have friends with the internet that you'd go and search answers for, So
Okay, so you got this because, and the other part is also that because you own it, you don't need an internet connections. Yeah.
Technically, you don't need an internet connection, but also like the big reason I bought it is I wanted my kids to play it because they're sitting there playing Sword and Shield, and it's like, man, you're missing out. There's
Are
Sword,
they?
Shield, Scarlet, Violet. I feel like they are. It was a simpler times when you had 150 Pokemon and you had random encounters in the tall grass instead of being able to see the Pokemon that you're going to encounter.
Sure. Is it better?
I said simpler.
we're getting shades of boomer here. Like, let's peel it back a little bit.
Well, all right. So, are they in fact playing it?
Joe is a little bit. He has gotten to Brock, who is the first gym leader, in case anybody doesn't know. Although if you're somehow tracking onto episode 309 of our podcast, I bet you know Pokemon.
Right.
So how do you feel about it right now?
Oh,
You're on to the second gym leader. Correct?
Second gym leader, Misty. It's a grass type gym, and a water type gym.
Mhm.
I have no grass Pokemon, so I have to go find a grass Pokemon in the tall grass and then level it up obscenely.
As you do.
As you do. Because my Charmeleon at this point is not going to have a good time.
No.
Neither is my Geodude nor my Pidgeotto. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're all going to get boned.
Yeah.
But you are enjoying yourself so far?
I am. It's nice to sit down, play for 20 minutes, and just save and go about my way.
Is it a blast from the past? And can you go home again?
Oh, I think sometimes you can.
Okay.
Because and maybe this is just me. I stopped really keeping up with Pokemon with Black and White when it started to get that 3D sort of feel.
That was on the DES.
Yes,
right?
it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I stopped after Gold and Silver, and then you had told me that you really liked Black and White. I think it was, or somebody told me that Black and White was really good, and I had a 3DS, and a 3DS was not. I somehow stumbled upon a DS,
Nice.
and I did not have like anything. Like I was out of gaming for a very long time, including anything Nintendo. So I was like, oh, I'll mess around with this thing, and I got a copy of Black and White, and I was like, oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Tank.
I don't know. They didn't strike me the same way once they started with that 3D feel. So Scarlet and Violet's pretty good. It's got a nice mini map to it and everything, but Black and White, it felt like it was too much. Like they were stuffing too much into that, trying to stuff too much into that experience. Make it.
When they start getting into like breeding and stuff, I was like, I'm not interested in
Breeding or like
that.
fashion show type stuff, or and I know there's a contingency for that. I am team back in my day on this, to be clear.
I never got into like shinies and stuff like that. And
I
variants.
I mean, part of what was great about it at that age was it was uncomplicated. It was baby's first RPG, and it did a great job of introducing a lot of those concepts to someone like me, while having it being in this kid-friendly wrapper tied to this now you see unhinged cartoon show from the 90s. So
me and Alec were just gobbling up any RPG we could find.
Yeah,
and actually,
we were.
Alec and I found, like, I kind of brought it. I randomly saw this, and I brought it to Alec and our friend Anthony before it came out to America.
Yes, and Anthony and I found ROMs, and we were playing it on a computer emulated for Game Boy
before it came to America.
No,
you guys gave me the ROM as well, and that's how I played it.
Yeah, and I remember going through items to figure out what things were. I had my Charmander was a Charizard before the third gym, I want to say. Because I had used it for every single battle, and we were on the SSN, and I was like, ooh, what's this item do that I just randomly found? It's a rare candy. Gave me a level.
Yeah, and so it was like a fun time, because I had heard I had found a Nintendo Power that was like, new thing that's sweeping Japan, coming to America. And it was like the old art style, like the way the original art style for the Pokemon was.
Oh, yeah.
Including like Ash Ketchum and all that. Well, he was just red, before he was Ash, it was just red.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I was like, man, this art looks sick, and these monsters look cool and unique, and everything looks different. And I was very excited to understand this. So we all did a lot of research together.
And we got sucked into it.
Yeah. And then again, and then the show happened, and then it came to America, and the whole thing, and that was very exciting.
It was that's when
we were
Pokemon
chomping at the
Yellow
bit.
came out.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were chomping at the bit though. We were really like, oh god, it's coming. It's gonna come. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. It's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. I bet you we're actually gonna understand it this time. Yeah. It was very fun. It was a good time. Well, Alec, I hope you continue to go along your journey, and then if you do, bring it back up to us, and let's talk about some further on Pokemon.
Yeah, I'll check in on it every now and then.
Hell yeah! Now, Joel, you had some stuff to say here about some of these games. Why don't you tell me which games you are into talking about?
Well, it's more that it's been a minute since we've reconvened together, and in that time, I've had time to play games, and in between most of it being spent on F-Zero 99 and Silk Song,
Mhm.
I was able to squeeze in a game called Fatal Frame 2.
No Fallout 3, huh?
It's I haven't gotten back yet. I'm building myself back up. I have
Oh.
to build myself back up here because it's that and then Sekiro because I need to nip that in the bud. I've got this is 2026 is the year of unfinished business. Like that's my
9
my
Souls.
year.
Got it. Let's do
Yep.
this.
Yeah, just unfinished business.
All right, so then, so Fatal Frame 2.
Fatal Frame 2. It came out recently. Crimson Butterfly remake. So a remake of the original game. Full cards on the table. I never played this game before, so I don't have context about what's improved outside of the visuals.
Mhm.
It's very nice, comparably, because I think this game was originally a PlayStation 2 game, and that came with all the sort of flatness of character and weird jaggies and things like that, and muted outfits. And this is much more fleshed out and real looking. So that's great. It looks great. But the other great thing about it is that it does horror pretty well. And so
Yeah.
you play as one of two sisters, and it starts out with a little cutscene of you sort of saying they have this thing weird of like, we'll always be together, right? Don't really elaborate into it, just something that they say every so often. But then one runs after the other. The sister that you don't play as falls and tumbles and hurts herself, and then it's like a flash forward back to the same spot. Uh, and then she runs off, and you find yourself in a let's say ghost village, like
Nightmare
they
world.
call it a lost village.
Mhm.
But basically, yeah, it's this old world village. It is inhabited by all sorts of ghost and hauntly creatures, and it is basically kind of remnants of what's happened in the past. And so you're stumbling upon what was a old, not civilization, but like town or community that would do sacrificial rituals of one of two twins in order to keep this darkness at bay. And through playing the game, you start unraveling and finding out that, hey, well, you and your sister being here is kind of mirroring a lot of what's already happening or happened here before. And this is feel like you're kind of winnowing into an inescapable situation, but the narrative just sort of paces you towards that. But it's interesting. It moves the plot along well enough, and you accept the sort of vagueness and not a direct narrative because one, it's a horror game and horror storytelling's like that, but then two, it was a PlayStation 2 game and PlayStation 2 storytelling wasn't great. But the actual scares are pretty effective, and it's smart because your main weapon in this, or your only weapon, is a camera. It's this mystical device called the Camera Obscura.
Yeah,
and it has magical film, basically, to where it will identify and see ghostly creatures flying around. You can, if you shoot them at the right time with the film, it will not exercise them, but basically hurt them, and then you have to whittle down their health to eventually kill them. Now, the the game mechanic of that is when they appear, they'll sort of have swaying and motions, and then they'll have a wind up in like window where if you snap the shot right then, it'll stun them. And it's a red shutter around the actual film frame. But the effective thing about it is that because you're having to hone in on them with the camera, it forces your point of view onto the stuff that's happening.
Yeah, you
So-
can't like look away or run away. You have to like actually focus on the monster or the like obviously the ghosts, but like focus on the thing that's scaring you.
Right. And they're over time, like any game, you sort of get used to some of the disturbing looks of things, but they are creepy looking ghosts, and they also have different tricks to them. So one of them will be like they'll have their normal patterns, but then they'll disappear and then reappear right in front of you. And if you're focusing on the camera, it'll cover your whole screen with this nasty up close look of their face screaming at you. And it's that kind of jump scare that will work more than once, just because you are so locked in on the action that if you catch yourself too late, you're already stuck there. So it's a really cool framing device for the horrors itself. In action, the combat can be a little tedious. if I'm being honest, I think it's cool that you can find different shades and power of films, but you run through it pretty quick, or at least I have. Each of them have their different charge up time and effectiveness as well, and it just it feels too slow. It just feels a little too slow for me, because I would get to a ghost and I would be really railing at this thing for a good 2 minutes,
Oh, wow.
before I'd really be able to down it. Maybe I'll look up sometime and see what I'm doing wrong, but I'm finding that part to be a bit of a slow burn. But I had played it in smaller bursts of time. This wasn't something that I ever sat down and played for like 2 or 3 hours of, so it never got to a point where it was too grating to me for that. But overall, I thought it was a really cool experience. I think it it's a novel gameplay and horror framing device for a nondescript storytelling tale of two twin sisters, basically they're where they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The twists and turns that come with it. So this was one of the pillars of like when Resident Evil was popping off, there was like a horror franchise, like we got to come up with a horror franchise answer. So there was and that was Konami. Was that Konami?
Koei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo, okay.
Yeah.
But so there was things like there was the Silent Hill, right? And there was there was and like I think at the same time there was also that one that was kind of similar to Fatal Frame, which was a Clock Tower. There was a couple of those.
Yeah, I remember.
And like again, trying to mimic the Pyramid Head situation, where it was a guy with a giant pair of scissors.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So there was that. There was just a couple. Like there was just a really big gold mine rush to try to have the next horror franchise after, Resident Evil and Silent Hill both popped off.
Mm-hmm. And this is what I've always seen in passing as someone who's played some of the Nintendo consoles. It seemed like eventually Fatal Frame was like, okay, it's on the Wii, and now it's on.
Yeah, because it was originally like
Wii U.
PlayStation, right?
Yes, it was a PlayStation 2 game. So
yeah, I played the first one, a long time ago. So yeah, it was kind of a cool time to try to like come up with like unique horror ideas, and the mechanic of the camera being the thing was always kind of neat. So, great work playing Fatal Frame.
Thanks, boss.
Yeah. For me, I've just been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. The fun character right now, Elsa Bloodstone, is a character that her whole thing is that she has a gun because she's a monster hunter, but she has like speed boosts and dashes that all kind of equate to then you can pull out an elephant gun.
I thought monster hunters use giant swords.
Not always. Again, she uses an elephant gun. which is very funny. Just like because she's like an old timey like British person. It's calls people love. But the whole thing is that the more movement, the more you use your dashes, the more like you if you dash, you use an elephant gun, or you get an elephant gun bullet, which you then can shoot with it for then 7 seconds. But then if you like do your flip kick and you get them in the air, you can use your elephant gun. If you do, and like the whole point is to keep moving, to keep getting access to an elephant gun bullet. And that's her thing is that, okay, dash, flip, do this other move. You also get, and like she has a speed meter. So like the more you're using it, like you get like these bonus, like, oh, she's moving faster now. And if you die, you lose some of your speed meter. So it's like the whole point is that she's just supposed to be moving and firing all the time, which is kind of a cool mechanic if you think about any kind of like, if you're being like, and think of like just Monster Hunter in general, you're moving and shooting, moving and shooting. You're just constantly moving. And that's her whole kit is moving and to get access to extra abilities, move to get access to extra ability. And that's pretty fun. And then her other thing is that her ultimate, she just calls out a monster that will just go in a straight line and grab every single person in its path, doing damage to them. And she could recall it too. So like a monster will grab the entire team and then she could hit the button and it'll bring it all the way back. And the whole time she could be shooting at them, hurting them. So it kind of became a real wrecking ball for a lot of people. And and this is very much a mimic of a very popular character in Overwatch. So that's kind of fun. And then they're preparing for the next season, which starts this Friday, with the first character being Gray Fox. And she is a healer that does a lot of like she shoots healing orbs that bounce, but then also she can just teleport directly to a person who's hurt and put up a shield.
What is Gray Fox from?
She's comic. I mean, this is all Marvel, but she's like,
she just has her own comic line.
Not her own comic line, but she's like a character. She's like a secret agent spy person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But she's like the cat, the fox spirit with all the tails. So her ultimate, she just turns into the fox, and she stomps around as a giant fox with all these tails. But what's fun is that the stomps do AoE heals and stomps hurt everybody. So it's like, oh, she just became a kaiju that she will just stomp around and hurt people and heal people at the same time. But I've also like apparently the test servers already, people are like, yeah, Spider-Man went over a pit and then pulled her into the pit like as the giant fox. So there are ways around this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a fun time right now. Then after it'll be Black Cat. So I'm interested to see where this season goes. It's the same thing over and over again. I hate this game and I'm always mad about it. And I'm like, man, the competitive thing sucks and people are sweaty and annoying and they don't play their roles and blah blah blah. Then I'm like, oh, I should probably play some more. But that will be it for this week's. Well, hold on. That'll take us to our last segment. Yeah, one last. Segment.
Yeah, it almost got away with us.
Yeah.
Trying to cancel us.
I know, multiple times, honestly. It just keeps not taking. The last segment of the night. One last thing. We'll give one last sentence, one last statement, sending us into the weekend and you, the listener, to the weekday. For me, I'm excited for the Marvel Rivals. Next season starts in a day for me, and that should be pretty exciting. But also just really focusing down that backlog. I've been kicking butt in Demon Souls. Me and Getty have been going back and forth, so I think that we'll be ready for a conversation in a couple weeks about the Demon Souls remake. Joel?
So much F-Zero 99.
That's you've been working on, huh?
I mean, that's the never-ending story of video games.
Have you ever gotten a victory royale?
A victory royale? No. I've gotten down to 2.
Wow.
Ooh.
But here's the deal. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you're playing there, it's a lot of bots. Okay, so does that count if it's not all real people?
How do you know?
Seems disappointing.
And also, this seems like you're putting in caveats.
So there's, I mean conditions. They're not caveats. They're conditions. My point being that when you there's a timer, Alex. spawns, and that's the time for it to queue up. So a lot of times you'll be sitting there and it'll be like 15, 20, 30, and then suddenly 99 when it hits 0. And so to me, it's like that must be computer characters that are getting slotted in. That's my presumption.
Okay. But are you having fun?
Yeah. Game rules.
Do you feel bad the fact that you have done this enough times at this point, but you are still you're like, I've not hit number 1 even with bots?
No.
No? Okay.
No, that was an unsatisfying answer.
Just no.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like Rocket League, right? I never expect to be top tier or even sniffing close to it, but like if I can get a close call or a small victory every so often, I'll take it.
Very nice. And Alec, your one last thing?
I was thinking about it. Like, do I talk about what I have been doing, what I'm looking forward to, or, nothing in between? I played Farmer Was Replaced last week on stream. I might do that again next week.
Wow. You like that game, huh?
It's so it hits a lot of my buttons. It's a coding game.
Mm-hmm.
You have control of a drone and you tell it what to do through Python scripts.
Okay.
And it's just harvesting and making the numbers go up until you unlock stuff. And sometimes it's unlocking more things and you can make your code more efficient. Like right now I'm harvesting pumpkins. Mm-hmm. And the pumpkins, if you plant and harvest it, it's worth 1 pumpkin. But if you plant 4 pumpkins, a 2x2 square, and they all plant, then it's worth more. It's like 6 pumpkins. But if you can get it up to a 6x6 square, it's worth 125 pumpkins.
There's a lot of math.
There is, but you don't have to know that. Just bigger pumpkins is better. So
did you use AI to write your code?
I did not. I only use AI at work.
You should run it AI and see how much more efficient it is. We need a man versus machine test here.
This will be insulting for him.
I mean, somebody's feelings are going to get hurt.
Yeah, but it's not going to be me.
Oh, it might be me. It might. But yeah, looking forward to playing a little more of that. Did you see a Spider-Man trailer came out?
Yeah, that one looks good.
That does.
Plenty depressing.
A little bit. I'm just a neighbor. Womp
That's good.
womp.
It's good. Make them all depressy Spidey.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, that's like 2 things, but
We're 1 movie away from him doing the dance with the hair swoop. We're close. I can feel it.
It might happen in this one. There's been a lot of theories about how Venom is going to be in this one because it's a darker period and things.
Yep, we just need him doing the dance.
Yeah.
Doing them hip thrusts and finger guns. Spy is so good. That'll be it for this week's Super GG Radio. Before you go, you can find us on Blue Sky at Super GG Radio. And twitch.tv/Super GG Radio, where Alec will be playing The Farmer Was Replaced, as well as a podcast every other week. We also got to get you guys back to Dead Island 2.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. All right, let's see here. If you'd like to reach us with questions or input, our email address is mail@superggradio.com. Also, check out our website at superggradio.com. We have reviews popping off every week with Phil, Big Brother of the Podcast, Getty, Joel, everybody really throwing reviews on there. So feel free to check out our podcast as well as our website. There's a lot to look at, a lot to see, especially on our Twitch with our pretty faces.
La 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 la.
Also, check out our Patreon, where you can get monthly pictures of our pups, get your names read off as an executive producer, free copies of early adopters, and even get a chance to play with us. So feel free to send us a buck or two. And again, remember, that is getting sent to charity, which will go right to our Extra Life accounts. We're trying to really bump them numbers, help them kids all of the year. not just on that special extra life day. Well, thanks for listening, and good game, Joel.
Good game.
Good game, Alec.
GG.
And good game, Getty. R.I.P.
F.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, yeah.